but we're entering game. It is going to be here on Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Overwatch, no stranger to having Hollywood being the first map of his series, of course. Hollywood, a very frequently practiced map by the teams in the game. It is the first map here. The team that loses will get their choice of remaining maps in a pool. No map bans or anything like that, but not every map is available either. The map pool changes week to week here in these qualifiers. But taking a look here at the defense as it rolls out here for Skitlite. Lots of ways of handling Dorado defense. Some teams preferring Junkrat, some teams preferring Pharah. Most teams using a 76 in the current meta. We've even seen McCree get used on defense in lieu of a 76. So it's not always the same, but it will be Talisman here on the Pharah, Selny on the Symmetra, Dragons on Reaper, Kryma going to be on the 76, Juleton on the Reinhardt, and Juber on Mercy. And Reinhardt's hair was amazing. That's what he says. Meanwhile, take a look here at Team Eager. It's going to be Valk on the Torbjorn, Grissy going to be on Junkrat, Tane on Pharah, Alk not on El Presidente, will be switching to Mercy. It makes a little bit more sense. I doubt they're going to be running offensive Symmetra. That would be truly unprecedented in the most crazy of ways. By the way, we do have an update here from chat saying that they Endpoint had the forfeit. Sad times Endpoint. Better luck next time, guys. Was looking forward to that match, but unfortunately, esports has had that. Okay, so King Yo will be on Zarya, Heracles going to be on the Lucio. So we do have the full lineup coming out here. That just would have been weird if we saw offensive Symmetra. Haven't seen that for since way back in the day. All right, so offense now on the way here for the side of Eager. I'd make the joke saying that they're eager to get this going, but I'm just too classy for that.
My ultimate is charged.
They do get through the archway successfully, moving here to the back alley. Defense, though, lots of ways of handling this. Talisman right now just opting for the high ground, raining rocket after rocket, and Grizzy actually getting taken out by the Symmetra turret in the back. Was not aware was there. 2 kills coming out here quickly from the defense, and defensive Skitlite looking pretty darn good here early on. Much stronger than they looked against Melty. King Yo left here without much of a team here in the back. And the defense, they can just swarm in on them in the back line here. They know that they have a huge numbers advantage, so why not take out the 3 people, chain the deaths even more, build up ultimates. And that's exactly what they're going to do. 76 in the one side, Reaper on the other. And rough times here for the offense. Really good start here for Skitlite. They're going to have a teleporter up in just a moment. Pharah and Reaper well on their way to getting ultimates. And now the offense, because they lost that first fight so badly, they're going to be in a bit of a hole here for the next 2 or 3 pushes, which really buys the defense quite a bit of time. So once again, the offense, they're choosing to go through this back alley. Start thinking, hopefully they think that things work a little bit better, but Talisman coming right in over the back, landing rocket after rocket. Good poke out from him, almost has Barrage on the ready. Beat gets dropped, so offense can try and make their stand here. Tane is looking to the cafe, tries again 76. Not quite getting it just yet. And here comes Kryma, attack visor on the ready, takes Tane right out of the sky. He's gonna be able to clean up the last few remaining people here. Dragons in the back line. King Yo, one of the last 3 people up, will be the last to fall. So early thoughts on this game right now is that Skitlite, by comparison to Eager, just seems to be winning this on a purely mechanical level. It's not that Eager is coming in necessarily terribly or anything, though I do think their initiations can be a little bit more decisive. They're just not able to get kills when they move in. Talisman right now, though, coming in over the top, looking for the Pharah v Pharah battle, not going to drop the barrage just yet. And now they're going into the back. They will get the teleporter from this approach. So Symmetra's defensive benefit being lessened at least a little bit. And Talisman looking for the barrage. Barrage will come in right over the top, takes out King Yo on the Heracles. A triple kill here from Talisman. The defense gonna mop it up, but the res will be coming in. They did not get Mercy in that. And they do have an opportunity as Valk right now comes in. Defensive Death Blossom comes in. That was not Valk. Valk does not get a chance to drop in, and defense just get cleaned up right after the res. So not the worst approach. I mean, they got good value off the res, just their positioning wasn't there to really capitalize. Well, when it comes here to the offense, they only have a minute left, so their best hope here is Valk and Tane really going off with the Graviton. King Yo perhaps going to be the difference maker here. But they need to get Juber in on this, otherwise, even if they do land the Wombo combo, Rez is going to ruin their day. Tane able to win that fight versus Talisman, so 6v5 in favor of the offense. Graviton Surge is coming out here. Volk on the ground floor. Tane went down though, so he's not going to be able to aid with a Death Blossom early on. They lost their Mercy. There will be no res. And the defense should be able to fight this back out as Volk going to bite the dust. Neither Death Blossom nor Barrage getting used in that fight. The one upside for the offense is that they do have 25 seconds. They will be able to sound barrier and move in, so they got wiped so quickly there that they actually have time for one more good push.
My ultimate is charging.
So Heracles going to be leading the way here. Get a speed boost, sound barrier. Volk and Tane probably just going to rush right in a hurry. So there you go. Beat will be dropped. They're breaking it down. Here comes Tane. And Tane, I think Tane needs to be a little more aggressive here. He needs to just go straight to Cafe. Goes for Barrage on the ground floor. Will take out 2 with the aid of Volk, though, so not the worst. Volk, of course, spinning right to the back line. 2 people are down. I'll note that, look at Juber. Juber does not have res just yet. Will have him up, but not when he gets taken out by Tane. The offense using all those ultimates to their advantage, and Eager at the 11th hour should be able to get this point. So Hollywood not ending here just yet, though overtime in progress for quite a while. So offense going to get this move forward. Defense going to look to just get good control here of the rooftop phase. A little bit of a rough go there for Skitlite. They were pretty close to full hold, just unfortunately ultimates did them in the end. But they do have really good positioning here in the streets phase, and the offense will not have a whole bunch of ultimates to clutch on here. Tane going to get taken out by the combination of 76 and Farah. And they're going down on the payload, but this is where the defense is going to jump right down and in on them. Dragon's here on the McCree. Reinhardt dropping the Earthshard, knocking down 2. Kind of a staggered fight here. It's not a decisive team wipe, but the offense can't really push forward here either. They have not gotten any of the picks they need to get. They are down on players, and frankly, they need to back up and reset.
I am empowered. Need a second opinion? Damage amplified.
So 2 minutes remaining here. Good setup here for the defense. They will have Tac Visor and Barrage at the ready. Tane right now looking for Talisman. Gonna eat a rocket to the face in the very beginning. Immediately taken out by Kryma, and that's rough. A lot of the matchup right now in meta is based on Fair v Fair, and if you can't win the Fair v Fair fights, you are in for a rough time. Not the best engage there from Tane, and his team going to pay the prices. They have to wait for him now. They come right back up. So, all quiet here on the defensive front. Just see Talisman laying in the poke. We'll have Barrage up for the next major fight. The key is there for the defense that they didn't have to lose or use any ultimates on the last fight. They're going to have everything up but Primal Rage in just a moment. Sound barriers will probably cancel out.
Damage amplified.
And now for the offense, this is rough. They only have a minute left, which means 1, maybe 2 pushes left. Tane right now comes over the top, eats a rocket immediately. Talisman looking for a little bit more. Sound barrier now up on the defense. Here comes Barrage. Vault goes down. Justice raining. Takes out 2. Gonna force out the res immediately here, but let's take a look at Dragons. Not gonna get the Deadeye. Will get rezzed up right away from the defensive end here. And even though the offense got a few kills and forced out the res, just not going to be enough. They had the res a little bit too early in that fight. Talisman doing work. And note, it is Talisman, not Tailspin. Both names starting with Tal, ending with N. Can't get a little confusing. So, 30 seconds left here. The offense, though, completely drained on ultimates. Defense drained as well, but I feel like the offense is always more at a disadvantage when they don't have ults, just because of the value of ults and actually breaking things open. Dragon's not able to get to the high ground, though. Going to be a low noon, if anything, here. Looking for the pickoff on the Volk. 1 shot away. Volk able to give him the slip. Very close here. And this is where the offense, they have to keep pressure here on the payload. They have to move forward. No one has actually died here just yet, though. The offense is getting highly poked down. Lots of people at near dead. 2 kills do come in towards the end. There will be no res as Alka does go down. And the defense just attrition winning out. Winston Primal Raging here in the back, but you can only delay for so long. He's going to get taken out, and that will be a game. Pretty good hold coming out here from the side of Skitlite, and now all they have to do in their offense is just bring it a little bit further than the offense of Eager, and they will take Hollywood right away. Does mean that they have to win point A, though. So for Eager, the best chance for them of winning this game, they need to come out with an absolutely brilliant point A defense. If they do that, they will win the map. If they lose point A, very likely that they will lose the series. Or not the series, but at least the map. So 20 seconds remaining till both team or the defense comes out and sets up, but that defense, looking at it here early on, looks to be Grissy here on the Reinhardt, Volk on a Roadhog, Tane on the Pharah, Kingyo on 76, Alka going to be on the Mercy, and Heracles perhaps on the Lucio, but no, in fact, going to be on the Reinhardt. Teams don't always run defensive Lucio here. Some teams do, some teams don't. It does vary from team to team. We have been seeing more defensive Lucio, though, as of late. I think teams just realize the benefit of sound barrier being just way too much, especially if the other team has sound barrier and you don't. But the defense of Eager going to be opting for just a little bit more damage instead. Meanwhile, looking at the offense as it sets up for the side of Skitlite, going to be Julton on the Winston, Kryma on McCree, Juber going to be on the Mercy, Selny on a Diva, Dragons on Reaper, and Talisman going to be on the Pharah. So Diva, once again, making her way into another offense. You don't see her on offense too often on Hollywood, but it does happen from time to time.
This is my kind of city. Lights, camera, action!
Diva, of course, a big fan of Hollywood. I mean, heck, she's on some of the posters. Hero of my storm. Alrighty, so we are getting into it. We'll see if this Diva Winston approach will pay dividends here for the side of Skitlite. It's very, very aggressive. They're going to be diving right in the cafe. Usually, a lot of teams will run, say, Winston with a Genji, but Winston Diva, I can see it working out well as well. Talisman, of course, already poking in with rockets. And Winston leading the charge. This is not a subtle offense at all. They're going right in. They get 2 pickoffs immediately. Kryma and Dragons getting there in a flash. And this is already looking very, very good for the offense of Skitlite. Tane does come in over the top, does take out the other Pharah, will fall in turn. That's going to be a full team wipe here for the side of Skitlite. Nothing crazy, just good mechanical pickoffs in the beginning, and point A going to be captured very quickly. So, offense going to be on the way, trying to get control over the rooftop phase. Now, the one upside for the defense is that even though they did get wiped out really early, is that it gave them time to set up fully on the rooftop. Reinhardt is up here with his shield. Pharah is up here in position. They're going to have to hold here for over 6, or a little under 6 minutes now, to a very quick point, though. So that's going to be easier said than done, especially with how quickly Skitlite was able to just dismantle them on point A. Tane coming up the barrage, not getting a whole lot, getting taken out immediately. Got the Mercy though, so there won't be a res here from the offense. Kryma here trying to get the McCree ult going, not going to happen. And Grizzly here, a little bit of cleanup happening on the point. So somewhat of a brawl here as both teams fight it out. Not the worst for the defense, not the best either. They would definitely like to have a little bit firmer control than they have right now. Offense, so they're probably going to regroup a little bit here. Dragon's waiting for other people to get into it. And interesting enough, Talisman, who was on the Pharah, now opting for the offensive Widowmaker. So Widowmaker Genji being the method of choosing here for the side of Skitlite. They don't want to turn this into a Pharah v Pharah battle. Which, I mean, I can see why they wouldn't, but on the same note, they were doing well at the Pharah v Pharah battle overall. So Talisman right now looking for the pickoffs. Under assault, almost dies outright, down to 33 HP. Hammer comes down here, front side Grissy, sets up the defense of Eager for 2 kills, make it 3 kills. And the defense definitely doing a little bit better job here on the streets phase. The problem is that you look at the payload is still getting pushed as all this happens. So even if the defense wins this, the payload is very close to its final goal. Dragonzo comes in, the Death Blossom taking out 3, and the offense, they're still on this point despite what was a good start here from the defense. And the problem is they just have to, they can't stay on the rooftops while the payload is being contested. They have to get down and dirty, and it hurts their defensive positioning. Tane, though, able to get the last pick here in the end. Offense pushed back, at least for now, but they still have 4 minutes to push a cart. Not very far.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Alrighty, so offense moving forward once again. They want to put the nail in the coffin right now. Defense with a lot of good ultimates. Kryma with the Dragon Blade. Kryma, though, not going to get the chance. Rocket beating sword. 2 quick kills here from the defense. And Tane might have just won this fight on his own. Almost takes out Juber in the backline. So, again, they have to hold for a while, but they've almost held for half the time they need to hold. So, not a bad look coming out here from Eager. More than I expected after what happened on point A. The problem is going forward, though, is that Kryma is going to have Dragon Blade, and you can't count on Kryma just dying to 2 rockets every single time. The offense being a lot more aggro. Here comes Kryma, slicing and dicing, taking out King Yo, looking for more. Mercy going to give him the slip, at least for now. That might be it for the Dragon Blade. Still, though, it's 1 important kill. Gelatin able to kill Grissy. 5v4 right now in favor of the offense. And they're keeping it going. Rez is forced out pretty early. Here comes Sane. Justice raining from above. Does take out Talisman. Not going to get much more than that. Soundbearer, though, out here from the offense. Might be a little too late, though. I would have liked them to use the Soundbearer a little bit earlier. As Sane right now just regulating on the point. Sacrifice does come out from Talisman in the end. Gonna get mitigated a lot by this Reinhardt shield, though. So the fight very back and forth between the two teams, with the defense doing an admirable job of holding in here. The offense a little bit discombobulated, and Eager giving it to them all and more. Only 2.5 minutes remaining, so if Eager is actually able to hold this, I am going to be shocked. It would be a crazy defense, following up what was a pretty good defensive showing from the side of Skitlite in the beginning. Either way, offense is reset right now. They are pushing the payload once more. Dragon's looking to build up the last little bit towards another Death Blossom. One big ult is all you need here from the offense. If they can just get even half of a team wipe, they're going to be able to push us forward. McCree, though, coming in. Both sides trading out. Down goes Jolton. There's not going to be a shield tank. Deadeye on the way. Down goes Kryma. Talisman, though, going to punish McCree for being a little bit over aggro. Rez coming out from Juber, and here we go. Fight is engaged once more. Soundbearer, though, giving the defense a lot of power, but no! Justice not raiding at all! Somehow Talisman living there. I don't even know how. Kryma under back from Dragon Blade gets a double kill. The offense with their best look that they've had all map long here in the Streets phase. They get 1 or 2 more kills. That's going to be it. Reinhardt trying to hold on the point. He is going to fall, and this might be it for Skitlite. This is the attack they needed. They're going to move forward and take Hollywood. I'm still a little bit shocked that that barrage did not kill Talisman towards the end, though. He was in the crossfire for so many rockets and just sort of pulled a Matrix maneuver. I don't know. Perhaps Talisman is the chosen one. Chosen one for play the game, if nothing else. Barrage comes in over the top, takes out the Deadeyeing McCree. And as far as the play the game algorithm works, anytime you take out someone that's mid-ult, it goes way, way up. And as far as the game is concerned, you stopped a high noon and got 2 kills. That's play the game by a whole lot of standards. Alrighty, so we are going to be getting into the next map here in just a moment. It will be the choice of Eager as to where we go. Those who are just tuning in, this is the Overwatch Atlantic Showdown, round of 32, Eager versus Skitlite. We had a little bit of trouble getting to a game earlier, but that trouble has been settled. We didn't initially want to watch OW Kings versus Endpoint, but sadly, OW Kings, or Endpoint had the forfeit, so OW Kings got right to the round of 16. Very likely to be playing 2 strong in a bit. That'd be a good game to catch. Other games we want to catch here, of course, would be Pretz versus potentially Gamers Origin. That would be a good game. Winner of this, I think, pretty likely be going up against other team. But they're asking for ready. We are ready. Numbani going to be the next map. Skitlite up 1-0 right now over Team Eager.
Traveling to Numbani.
And that is the Numbani music. What I say about Overwatch is that it might take a little bit of time to get in between games. Once you're in game, you go from map to map pretty darn quickly. As long as players have proper bladder control, which, sadly, not always guaranteed. Overwatch has a proud history of players going for bathroom breaks out of nowhere. Well, either way, this will be Numbani. The defense, again, will be Skitlite to start things out. And that defense will be Selny here on the Torbjorn, Talisman on the 76, Dragons on McCree, Kryma on Roadhog, Juber on the Mercy, and Gelatin going to be on Reinhardt. So you see this a lot here on Numbani. Both teams clearly know their competitive meta. As we see Torbjorn on the defense, D.Va on the attack. A lot of the reason why people run D.Va on the attack all the time is because you always see a Torbjorn on the defense, though, so sort of a chicken and egg thing going on there, if nothing else. Well, either way, take a look here at the offense as they set up. It is going to be for the offensive Team Eager. King Yo here on the Winston, Valk on the Reaper, Alcade going to be on the Mercy, Grissy on Diva, Tane on the Pharah, and Heracles going to be on the Lucio. So, cutting directions here. Really expect Diva to rush down the Torbjorn turret in the beginning. At least that's what Diva should be looking for. What we see the most often here on Numbani. We did think Hex was coming back later today for people asking in chat. Just Comcast, it's doing its thing right now. I assume they're working on it. If Hex is able to come back today, it will be awesome. If not, I will continue soldiering on the solo cast. Either way. So Grizzly right now going in over the top. You see the slot. Winston leaping in with Diva. The early attack is moving forward, but 2 quick kills come out from the defense. Torbjorn goes down. Aardvark pays off right towards the end, and the turret actually killing the Diva mech before Diva can kill the turret. So a little bit of back and forth happening right now. Talisman though on the 76 is really well poised. Knows Reaper is coming in, and the damage boost at 76 is just scary. Let me tell you that. The damage being done from range, absolutely devastating. Takes out Grizzly in the end. And though the offense was able to get a decent move in on the top, it just wasn't enough. Momentum-wise, you need to get like 2-3 kills pretty early on with a sort of Winston Diva-powered offense. If not, you're just not going to have what you need to sustain the push going forward. So once again, the offense is leading the way. Winston and Diva tag teaming together once more, trying to at least secure one side of the high ground. And Valk gonna take out Kryma, so not the worst approach here from Team Eager. Up 1 player right now. Juber might be having to use the res here sooner rather than later. 2 people are down, so he will be using that res. Diva ult coming out, nerf this. Mercy having to go for cover. Gotta use the res sooner rather than later. Will be using the res. Talisman right back up into it. Pfizer comes out here from the offense though, so this is the best look they've had. Wow, as Tane gets the double kill. Justice raining from above. Talisman, one of the last few people remaining here, gets the melee rifle butt kill. Somehow still alive. Rezo comes out from the offense, and they're looking much, much better here. Vulcan dropped the Death Blossom. Not getting a whole lot off of it. It's been a weird fight. The lethality between these two teams is a little bit lower than what we're used to seeing. But the offense definitely starting to make this their own. They push back the defense, and they get point A in about 3 minutes. Better look than what we've seen of Eager from Hollywood. Alright, so King Yo leaping up here once more. And they got off the Diva. You don't want to stand Diva for too long as far as offense goes. Use it to crack point A. You don't really use it beyond that. Opting instead for a little bit more damage. Tane able to take out Dragons. Moves in over the top. Lands rocket in the Reinhardt. Coming in. Good position. Could drop the barrage here in a moment. Had a moment to actually kill Mercy. Gonna drop the barrage late. It just gets taken out. I don't like that barrage that came out there. Barrage. Oh man, right off the res, getting taken out once more. The defense starting to solidify a little bit. Talisman now with the Tac Visor. Takes out Alcade, moving forward. And that was just a little bit of a waste of resources coming out here from the side of Team Eager. I think if they either used the barrage earlier or saved it for later, they would have had a much better look. Using it point blank to crack Reinhardt's shield, it's not what you want to look for in that situation. Okay, so offense right now rolling right back in. Grizzly leading the way here is Reinhardt. Valk able to take out Dragons. Valk been having himself a game. One of the higher points here on Team Eager. Usually getting a kill or 2 in every matchup, or every fight. Oh man, Hammer down off the top rope from Jolton. Takes out King Yo in a flash. Hammer does not go off until you hit the ground, so you can start at midair. They'll hit when you hit the ground. Hammer is being swung here. Valk, though, picking up another kill on this fight. Has Death Blossom at the ready. Might be using it here in just a moment. Is in the back line. And doesn't need to use it because Tane had to support the barrage from the back. So 2 kills coming out from Tane on that barrage. And the offense moving forward. 5 minutes left to get the last. Skitlite having much more trouble here on Numbani than they had on Hollywood. It's a much better showing for Eager, and Tane just moving forward, keeping the momentum forward, takes out another 2 players. Really good game coming out from Tane after what was sort of a hit and miss game on Hollywood. He's gonna go to the back line once more. Looking now for Mercy, lands one rocket. Mercy gonna get saved by the Zarya Bear, and Valk comes in. The Death Blossom finishing off Mercy. 3 kills here for the offense. And ladies and gentlemen, Team Eager is eager to finish things out here. Zarya under assault, going to get taken out. And this game thus far, it's been all Valk. Valk with an incredibly good showing. Kinyo got to clean up a few people in the back. Winston right now on the spawn door, and 3 people on the payload. They are almost to their destination. This is do or die right now for Team Skitlite. Jolton moves in for the Earth Shatter, going to get Earth Shattered first in turn. Grissy just a little bit quicker with that hammer. And this might be it. They've cleaned up everyone on the payload, and they cap that with 4:03 remaining on the clock. Wow. A time of 4:57 being set. Really good stuff coming out from Team Eager, and they might have put themselves in position to win Numbani outright, because I don't know if Skitlite can come back with a faster time. It's possible. We've seen quicker times in Numbani, but it's never a position that you really want to put yourself in. So in general, I just gotta say, really good rebound for Team Eager. Hollywood looked like they were getting completely outclassed mechanically, just had problems in general, but ever since the latter part of defense in Hollywood into now, they've really stepped it up a level. They've been giving Skitlite trouble, and who knows? I think they do have a pretty good chance of taking this map, and at that point, you never know what to expect from map number 3. Alrighty, well, take a look here at the defense coming out here from the side of Team Eager. It is going to be Grizzy on the Reinhardt, Alka on the Mercy, Tane on the Pharah, Kinyo on Lucio, Valk on Roadhog, and Hardvark going to be paying off once more. Heracles on the Torbjorn. And D.Va will take a look here at the offense. D.Va being shown here by Selny, Brigant on the 76. Jolton on Winston, Talisman on Pharah, Juber gonna be on Mercy, and Kryma on the Genji. So again, meta for Numbani really has come into its own here, where just about every team follows this Torbjorn defense, D.Va offense meta. And I gotta say, if you are a fan of D.Va, a lot to look forward to in the new patch, as D.Va is going to be used in way more team comps than she is now. She might even be used in every map, who knows? Alrighty, so offense now on the way. Skitlite going to be looking to try and make up for lost time here. They have to do this map in effectively under 5 minutes if they want to win. Gonna be difficult. Law's gonna ride here on the first attack. They need to start out here with the bang. D.Va leading the way right to the upper part here. And Winston in as well. Kryma, though, going down immediately. Valk getting the kill he was looking for. I think Winston and D.Va actually just missed the turret there to begin with, so Valk right now on a double kill, sort of capitalizing the offense being a little bit disorganized. And the defense looking good here. They have not lost anything aside from Torbjorn turrets thus far.
Behind you.
And I don't know, the offense is just a little bit discombobulated compared to the defense. They're gonna have to back out and regroup, and given that the time here is only 5 minutes to beat, this is a very good showing here thus far from the side of Eager. Much better than Numbani. So our timer is fixed. They didn't have the timer in the beginning, but there's the fun time for you guys to see. 2 kills coming out from the defense to start things out. Dragons took out the shield tank though, so this goes. Juber goes down. There will not be a res, and now that has happened, I'm not sure this is going to be good for the offense. They really need the res to be able to take this. The defense is going to be able to just run back onto the point. And the defense lost the mercy of their own. Valk is doing a very admirable job of just holding in here and being the rock. Gets the hook on the Genji, takes him out, and chains the death, buying even more time.
We need to defend our objective.
Stay out of my way.
2 more kills coming out from defense. Heracles coming in big. Aardvark once again paying off. Valk getting the hook on the Dragons, and right now, biggest problem for the offense. They're just discoordinated. They keep coming in one by one. They're not going in at the same time, and the defense is feasting off of that. Torbjorn got 2 kills. There was a hook towards the end. Mercy sort of haphazardly goes in there for the res, ends up dying. Skitlite, they've been a decent team from what we saw from Hollywood, but the biggest problem for them is that they're just not going in together. They don't seem to have a coordinated plan, and even though they're running sort of the comp you want to run, it doesn't matter if people are running in not at the same time. All right, so offense gonna be taking another look at this here. Time-wise, they only have 2.5 minutes left, and even if this works well, I don't know if they have enough time to finish this out. Hook does come out here from Volk, does land, does not get the pick just yet. Kryma looking for the Roadhog, not the best target for a Genji. Jolton already down to the Tord Run. Kryma will get the pick off though. Here comes Dragon Blade, goes to the back. Decides to challenge here on the Tord Run, has deflections, takes out Heracles, gonna take out the turret, but won't even do that as Kingyo able to get on him from the back, being the heart of this defense. And defense-wise, they're gonna hold on here. Rez comes out a little bit late in the fight, and I gotta say, you look at the overall time that's left here, 2 minutes left. This is going to be game for Eager. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be going to a game number 3. So last ditch attempt here coming out here from the offense. It is not going to be enough. Talisman takes out the turret early on. So it's better in that regard at the very least, but he's gonna get taken out immediately. Justice raining from Tame, takes out 2. Here comes the Tac Visor. The Tac Visor from Kingyo could just be cleaning everything up. Does go down the Crime Man. So the offense trying to make something out of nothing here, but they do get the picks they need at the very end. It's a good job on them to turn it, but you look at the time that's remaining, 1 minute and 24 seconds, there's just not enough time to bring the Doomfist from here to the end. In fact, mathematically, I think it takes about 1:30 total to go from end to end, and they just don't have that time.
Payload secured. Move out.
So really good look at Team Eager. They were able to bounce back from what was a kind of disappointing Hollywood performance. They got back in here. They were able to bring it right back to Skitlite, and they have a chance here going into map 3. Might see a Dragon Blade here towards the end. We'll cover it. I'm not going to call time until the time is fully, officially over. So if you want to see more good plays, why not? But Crime right now, Reinhardt in his face, going to get taken out by Volk instead. Never really had a chance to use the Dragon Blade there. But that's really over aggro. Now this offense is getting engaged on by the defense, 6v5. Volk leading the way. Here comes the whole hog, pushing everyone back. Down goes Dragont. Farrah gonna get knocked way out of bounds. Luckily she can flip back in. Here comes Kryma off the respawn. Dragon Blade at the ready, slicing at air for the most part right now. Gonna eat a hammer instead. Hammer beating sword. And with 15 seconds remaining, if there was any doubt before, there is no doubt now. This is Eager's game.
Damage boost engaged.
That tactical visor activated. I've got you in my sights.
Oh, Wild Tac Visor coming out here at the end from Kingyo. Doesn't matter though, because even as the offense takes this fight, even as they get to the next checkpoint, they know it's GG, they call it. And we're gonna go back to lobby.
I require healing.
Knock me down and I'll...
All right, so we are going into map number 3 here in just a moment. Eager versus Skitlite, both teams showing us some good looks here. And we're going to end it here on the Paul. So for those who are wondering why I'm solo casting here today, Hex had all sorts of internet problems with Source showing us. We thought he would be here today, but Comcast is over his house right now. Hopefully they're not doing terrible things to him. Hopefully they're just fixing his internet. But it does mean that I've had to go the full solo route here today. So they need 1 minute here, but Nepal will be our next map. But if you're just tuning in, both teams are tied 1-1 right now. Getting all teams here on the right side. Will be Skitlite again on the blue, Eager on the red. And let me just tell you, it is so hard to actually continually talk while fixing production stuff at the same time. It's like looking both ways at the same time. You can sort of do it, but man, is it rough. Just solo cast things. Wearing too many hats today, while also not wearing a hat. So letting them know already, we're going to start. And after this, we should be going right into the round of 16 Pretz versus Gamers Origin. So, all will be decided here in Nepal, and this is a little bit nicer, at least in the sense of tiebreakers, so you don't have to worry about extra craziness or anything of the like. With the rules here, I think it's one of those things where if we were to play 2CP for the third map and it tied out, then we'd have to go to King of the Hill and best of one and all the rest. But no chance of a tie here on Nepal. Both teams will fight it out. 3 rounds to win. One team will rise, one team will fall. Here, Eager versus Skitlite. Well, take a look here at the Skitlite team as they set up here. It is going to be Selmy on the Lucio, Juleton on the Zarya, Jeeper on Mercy, Talisman on the 76, Dragant on Reaper, and Kryma going to be on the Tracer. So pretty standard lineup coming out here, really from both teams. Because you look at the other team, it's going to be Winston, Lucio, Zarya, Mercy, Tracer, Reaper. So pretty similar coming out from both sides. No Winston from the side of the Skitlite. And it might work out in their favor as they immediately take out Winston. Rip Grissy, Talisman falling through, Valk goes down. And with Valk going down, this should be a quick fight here for Skitlite. Valk has really been the one getting things done for the side of Eager. So with Valk dead, so goes Eager. And first control goes to Skitlite. People wondering, where's the ghost of ZP? It's like, look, I'm right here. Oh. My goodness. I just realized I was on the wrong overlay, so I was commenting all that while I was... while we are in main game, Kryma right now with the double kill here, taking out both Grissy and Heracles. Double kill from Tracer, moving in. Forcing out the res pretty darn early. Kind of looking now for a little bit more. Out the res, though, the offense of Eager getting right back into it. They force out res of their own. Here comes the sound barrier. Sound barrier res combo, one of the better ways of changing a fight. As Kryma right now looking for an all-important extra pick off. Dragonso gets in the back line, gets a double kill on the Reaper. And he's going to hold his Death Blossom for the next fight, and that could be the game changer in the next fight as well. That's funny, and all the times I've cast, I've never had an issue where I've left it on the caster screen while a game has started. That is a first for me.
Yeah, let's move it, people.
So sorry about that, guys. We are getting to the next fight here. Dragons does have Death Blossom ready, so does Valk, so a lot of Qs are going to be pushed here. Dragon's going to be the first one to go in. Going to get mitigated very heavily by the sound barrier. Does not get what he's looking for. Meanwhile, Valk on the double kill. His Death Blossom hitting pay dirt. The defense of Skitlite not protected by the beat. So pretty even matchup here thus far between the two teams. 80% to 15%. Eager able to retake this here. Jilton, though, gonna have the Graviton Surge. Gonna use it pretty, or does not get a chance to use it. Ends up getting blown up right as he was hitting Q. Vol Contain getting in there. 2 quick kills for them. And Juber, he's not gonna have a res in time to bring them up. They're gonna spawn right back at base, and this is where the offenses get light. They just need to back out and wait to go again. They do have Graviton Surge, so why not wait for full strength, go in with that, and go from there. Unfortunately, though, they did just get mopped up towards the end. They fed quite a bit of ults. And the defense for Eager, they're going to be in good shape. They're going to have Barrage, they're going to have Res. Lots of ways they can win this next fight. So offense is thing up here. Here comes the Graviton Surge though from Jolton, trying to set up Team Eager. Kryma moves in, able to get the double kill, not even with a pulse bomb, just good standard tracking, makes it a quad kill. Tracer ripping up this Eager team. Graviton Surge set it up, Kryma knocked it down. He should be able to finish off Lucio here in just a moment too. Lucio running for his life, does get to the health, so a little bit of life in Heracles here yet. Still a rough matchup, something that Tracer should normally take, but Zarya Shield coming in and Kryma gonna have to back off. Not gonna finish his plate there. Still, though, it's 92% here for Skitlite. They're very close to finishing this out. 95%. Offense wing in. Here comes a stick, though, from Kingo. Gonna blow him out right away. Forces out the res immediately. But res sound barrier on the menu. Last gasp here for the side of Team Eager. Getting right into it right now. Tane does take out Jolton, looking for a little more. Gets on the Dragons, has the double kill, forces out the res. And now Mercy not going to be long for this world. Almost going down. Juber just eating clip after clip. Wombo combo on the way. Graviton Surge Pulse Bomb. And I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Eager is still in this. They're going to recap this at the last moment. Big plays coming out from pretty much everyone on their team, but especially from Tane.
My ultimate is charging.
My ultimate is ready.
Alrighty, Grizzly, though, able to take out Kryma to start this out. Death Blossom comes in from Dragons, not getting what he wants. Valk, his Death Blossom just a little bit stronger in this fight. 3 kills here for the side of Team Eager. And now Team Eager, a team that started out pretty rough here in the beginning, on the verge of taking this game to Hill Map. The res does come in from them. They're going to solidify even more. And now the question is, will this map be able to be kept in overtime?
Get to cover.
Skitlite has to get on the point sooner rather than later. They do have the Winston leaping in. Dragon's on the point. He goes down immediately. And Eager now just mopping up everyone, trying to keep overtime in progress. Down goes Kryma. And Eager will have done it here. They have turned this round right back in their favor. Good stuff from Team Eager.
Score 0-1.
So swapping here to the Sanctum stage, we'll see if there's any change-ups here. In the meta recently, we've seen a whole lot of Junkrat get played on this map. What? No. So letting them know that we did want to cover Pretz Gamers Origin. Not going to be able to do that here just because this game is going on a little bit too long. Might just have to follow this out for the round of 16, but here comes Skitlite here once again. Gonna try and turn this back in their favor. No Junkrats in play. A little bit sad for fans of the Trash Mouse because he does do really well on this map. Both teams trading out here. Neither team wanting to be too aggressive here to start this out. Grissy going to go down. 2 kills immediately here from Skitlite, so better opening here from them than before. Tane does fight back here on the 76, takes out Talisman. Res does come out, so it's not over yet here for Team Eager. They do get a little bit of reinforcements. Kingo, though, will fall as Dragon's now just getting right into the back line. Picks up the double kill, looking for a little bit more. Will get the triple kill, and that is going to be it. It will be Skitlite with the first capture here on the Sanctum stage. And like I said, it didn't look like this in Hollywood, but both these teams are pretty darn evenly matched here thus far. Alrighty, so offense will be resetting here for the side of Team Eager. They do have Death Blossom up for Valk, and Valk, he has been one of the carry players for their team. Goes right in, gets the triple kill, showing why I've just made that statement. Going in for the Mercy, makes it a quad kill. Valk putting Team Eager on his back, getting right in there. Speed boost setting him up. Death Blossom knocking them down, and that is going to be a cap here for Eager. So Eager right back into it. Valk really showing his prowess right now. However, Skitlite can really turn this back in their favor in just a moment. They do have Death Blossom of their own and Sound Barrier, so they're going to pop Sound Barrier, they're going to rush in. This might be a very swift recapture from Skitlite if they play their cards right.
Raising the volume.
Tactical visor activated.
Here comes Dragons moving right in. Not going to get too much from that Death Blossom. In fact, gets nothing from that Death Blossom. 3 kills here coming out from the side of Eager. They're going to handle this really well, and they did that with an ult disadvantage as well, so...
Everyone heal up.
After losing 3, they're not going to be able to get the res that they need, and Skitlite just needs to back out here. Percentage starting to tick up very much in favor now of Eager.
I need healing. My ultimate is almost ready.
Alright, so offensive Skitlite moving forward once more. They will have Graviton Surge to their name here. Not much else in the way of fall through. Tracer does not have a Pulse Bomb even for the Wombo combo. Meanwhile, defense of Eager has a pulse bomb of their own. They're going to open up with the pulse bomb. 3 people getting stuck here in this graviton. 2 people dying immediately from Valk as Valk rushes right in there, takes out both Jolton and Talisman, goes for the triple kill, gets it. Kryma, one of the only people left alive. Wombo combo might be here on the menu. Pulse bomb goes in right after that, takes out 3 from the graviton. So big plays coming out from both sides. Kryma trying to fight, trying to get Skitlite right back into this. Will be able to take out Zarya, and Skitlite will be recapturing. Man, back and forth from both sides. Surprised they were able to bring that back after that start, but they were able to bring it back. And now it's up to Team Eager to try and get back onto the center of the Sanctum stage. Kryma versus Grizzly now, Tracer v Tracer action. The one-on-one is real, but here comes Attack Visor from Tane, trying to retake this here for Eager. They're going to be pushing them back. The problem is here is that when you don't have control of the main point, the defense can just run around the perimeter. They don't have to commit. It's up to the offense to commit to getting on the point. Soundbearer, though, is going to come in here from Eager. They're moving even more far forward. Valk in the thick of things with Tane. They do get first kills, force out the sound barrier of Skitlite here. Pulse bomb goes off, takes out Talisman, 2 kills. They force out the res. And this is really good now for Eager because they still have their res at the ready. They can res at a moment's notice. They're going to take out Jolten, and Alka, he's going to be able to res the Fallen here in just a moment. Big kills coming out from Valk, and this is going to be Eager retaking the point in a hurry. So now this is do or die for the side of Skitlite. They need to get back on here. They need to retake. This is going to be their last attempt of the stage. But let's keep an eye on Valk here because, again, Valk has Death Blossom. He has been the spoiler so many times. He's going to call for the speed boost from Lucio and go right in on this offense. We'll see if it's effective. Attack Visor does come out here from the defense as well. And here comes Death Blossom taking out 2 immediately. They did not have an answer for that. Going to be another triple kill here from Valk. Attack Visor comes in, but it's just a little bit too late for Talisman. Not going to get the kills he needs. And as a result, this might be another round here for Eager. And Eager going to be on the verge of eliminating Skitlite after Skitlite had a much better opening on Hollywood, showing that it is not over even after one bad map.
Score 0-2.
Aren't you supposed to be dead?
Remember your training, and we'll get you.
Alrighty, so we are going on now to the very next round here, and this is a very good opportunity for Team Eager. Team Eager can put Skitlite away, and ladies and gentlemen, it is happening on both sides. Not 1, but 2 Bastions coming out here. 1 being played by Talisman, 1 being played by Kingyo. Kingyo right now starting out of the Bastion. I don't know who's going to come out on top here. Bastion versus Bastion gameplay does not happen very often. Talisman, though, will reign supreme, gets the first kill. Tane firing right back, though. Tane and Valk getting into the thick of things. 4v4 here. Both Bastions are dead. Beep boop, the dream is dead. Just like Hex's internet with Comcast, but either way, pretty even fight here for the high ground between both teams. Tane right now shooting rocket after rocket over the top. Dragant's taking out Valk. And I do think Skitlite has the slight advantage here. They do pick up the last 2 kills. Talisman is back here on Bastion, going to be cracking that shield in a hurry. Takes out Kingyo once more. And right now, as far as Bastion v Bastion goes, Talisman definitely the winner. And oh man, Reinhardt charges right in, eats a tank cannon shot to the mouth. And pretty good stuff here coming out from the side of Skitlite. They will not be going down without a fight. So Bastion fully set up here. It's rough for the other Bastion to actually get in once another Bastion is set up in this way. I feel like the offense of Eager might have to go for a change-up sooner rather than later. They do have a sound bear though, so they can use that to at least get forward. And look at this, they're ninjaing the point. Lucio versus Lucio now on the point. This is not something you see every day. He's already got to come in for a little bit of support.
Let's break it down.
Heracles goes to break it down, but why? No one else on his team got value from that sound barrier. That was the solo sound barrier that That's way too valuable of an ultimate to do that.
Push on.
I mean, I'd see it maybe if he was about to get the point or something, maybe, but now his team does not have sound barrier, and they're all going to die as a result. It would have been better if Eric was just with his team there. That was a pretty big misplay from Eager. They're not going to have sound barrier. In fact, they might not even have sound barrier up before they even get another chance to retake this, so... Because now it's at 61%. Sound barrier probably will not be up before it goes up to 100% if they don't retake it. That's a really big misplay coming out from Heracles. There's just no other way of saying it.
I'm still here.
Oh, turn it up.
All right, so offensive Eager waiting for the next opportunity. They have dropped their Bastion. No longer will they be beat booping. Dragon's though able to find Grizzly pretty well on here. Tane going in for the Death Blossom, going to get taken out immediately by Dragons. So 2 down here for the offensive Eager to start this out. Again, they don't have a Death Blossom. They retake the point though, interestingly enough. They snuck the point, but the problem is everyone is going to die. They lost too many people on the high ground. Dragons right now in the back line. Did have the chance to Death Blossom this out, actually going to get beaten back by the supports. So Mercy and Lucio living to fight another day. Still might not be the worst I didn't use Death Blossom there though, just because he doesn't really need it for his team to win this fight, even if he could have killed Mercy and Lucio outright. Resurrection does come out. He's just right in the back, takes out Grizzly once more. Heracles gonna have to back out, and Skitlite not going down quite so easily, and a very good chance here to finish this out. Overtime in progress, and everyone from E-Team Eager getting mopped up. And it's gonna be 2-1. Skitlite staying alive.
Score 1-2.
Yeah, though, if there was a turning point in that game, I mean, okay, so they lost the Bastion v Bastion fights early on. That's fine, that happens. The Lucio ult, the single Lucio ult, when his team was getting set up, though, that just can't happen in a comp game. You need to get way more value off your sound barrier than that. I mean, if Lucio dies there, big deal. Just save the sound barrier, go into the next push with your ult. Definitely the lesser of the two evils. Either way, though, the Bastion Dream is dead. Bastion will not be coming out here on the Shrine stage. Team's going a little bit more traditional. Brissy, though, actually going to be coming out here on a Pharah for Team Eager. So Pharah versus not Pharah. Maybe it'll work, maybe not. I think this map does lend itself more to Tracer play and just a ground game over Pharah, but it could work. You can Pharah sort of in the bell tower area. Both teams are trading out. Tane now right now able to take out Jolton with the aid of that Pharah. So for now, the Pharah working out. Tane getting into the backline. Looking for another pickoff here. Dragon's going to go down, and Eager, all the ingredients they need right now to get first control of this point. They're going to be pushing back this offensive Skitlite. And what has been so far a pretty darn close King of the Hill series. Down goes Tane, down goes Selny. Or sorry, down goes Selny to Tane, and Tane just applying the pressure right now. Interesting enough, they did not cap quite as early as we would have expected. They do finally get the cap now. So Team Eager, first cap of the point, and for them, this is match point. If they take this round, that's it. They will eliminate Skitlite, and they will go on to the round of 16.
I've got you in my sights.
Talkvisor now coming in from Talisman, leading the way, looking for Grizzly, not able to get it right away. Soundbearer does come in here from the side of Eager, going to negate a lot of this Talkvisor. And Valk, once again, being the brawler here on the Reaper, taking out 2 in the very beginning. Looking for a little bit more. Graviton Surge is on the way, takes out another. And Valk, here comes Death Blossom a little bit late, takes out Kryma. Was Death Blossom for basically one person, sort of worked out. Dragons is back here on the point, very much outnumbered, but oh my goodness, the Pulse Bomb from Tane takes out Jolton, almost takes out Dragons. Tane just going to use pistols for the kill. Back and forth both teams, but Rez will come out from Alka, and that's going to let Eager solidify even more on this point. 50% away from eliminating Skitlite here in this tournament. So Tane right now, again, being aggressive with the Tracer, going in, doing poke, keeping the defense back a little bit more. Juber, though, going down. Grassy got in from the back line, took him out right away. 4 kills here coming in from Eager to begin with. The offense tried to be a little bit sneaky in the approach. Grizzly was having none of it. And now 78%. This is going to be the final push coming out from Skitlite. If it is not effective, that is going to be it. It will be over. Team Eager will move on to the round of 16. So everything on the table here, they're going to need the Graviton, they're going to need to Death Blossom. They're moving forward. Should be seeing the Graviton here in a moment. And Dragons, will you get value off of this ult? 2 people going down immediately. There needs to be a res here. In comes Death Blossom. Dragons taking out 2, trying to even things up. Jubber, though, went down here for the offensive Skitlite. He's not going to be able to get the res off as a result. Res comes in from the defensive Eager, and see if Eager can hold this in. Even without the res, Skitlite doing a marvelous job of pulling this back. 2 kills coming out from Kryma. And they're going to retake this at the final point, even without a res. So really good job by Skitlite to actually fight that back. Losing a Mercy in the beginning is usually a death flag.
Enemy contact.
Oh man, Alcalde going in, just running right into that Tracer fire. 2 kills coming out from Talisman, aided by Kryma. They dropped the beat, and I don't like that from Heracles at all. 2 people already died. You gotta save the sound bearer in that situation. Maybe it works out here, but even if it does, it's still not what you want. If 2 people are down, back out, use it for the next fight. Tame right now having to back up, and Skitlite again. Renewed life for them. Barrage does come out from the side. Grizzly gets absolutely nothing done, taken out by Selny in a hurry. And now for Eager, this is a little bit rough. They need to wait for respawns. They do have a lot of ults that they can combo. They do have the Graviton Surge Pulse Bomb combo. So for them, that's probably their best chance here. It's 50%. They still have 2 to 3 pushes left in them. They're not in the danger zone in the least. So we'll see what they do. They're definitely waiting for everyone here. They're going to have to deal with the sound bearer, though, from the defense, and that is going to be rough. No real answer to that aside from just outplaying it. Tane, though, gets in, does get the double kill Pulse Bomb before it even starts. Forces out the res immediately. Here comes the Graviton Surge. 4 kills coming in from the side of Eager. And oh my goodness, the Tracer play of Tane really setting things up there. They're going to retake this point. And if they kill this Tracer, they are going to win this match. And Eager, just like that, able to turn things back in their favor. GG's to Team Eager. They will move on to the round of 16.
Play of the match.
Play the match coming out here from Valk. And I gotta say, Valk, probably more so than any other player on Eager, was why they were able to get through here. Had big play after big play. Tane, of course, did have big pulse bombs towards the end, and not to be underrated, but Valk brawling out his Reaper, getting the kills he needed to get. Disappointing for Skitlite, though. Skitlite came in so strong on Hollywood. They looked super dominant there. And then it all degenerated going into map 2, and they weren't really able to get things rolling on King of the Hill either. So they're going to go down, and they'll have a week to sort of think about what happened and think about how they want to come back for the 4th and final qualifier. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Overwatch Atlantic Showdown. All these teams fighting to qualify for their share of a $100,000 prize pool, looking to get spots to Gamescom, which will be going on in August. Will be a LAN tournament for the best teams in NA, for the best teams in EU. We'll be fighting it out. But we're going to be taking a quick break here as we set up for the round of 16. Not sure what we'll be covering, but we will know here in just a moment. So please stay tuned, and thank you all for tuning in and watching here today.